Hello, magical beings. I am so grateful you're here, and I am so happy to be here for this Tarot in the Stars for the week of 4/4/2022. We have now entered the month of April, and April started out with a bang with the Aries new moon. So we have the start of the astrological new year, and that astrological new year comes in with fire and passion and desire and a bit of excitement and exuberance, where we can feel that there is a shift in the energy that's coming through. We can feel that, the weather is warmer and the nature is starting to make a shift. I have definitely seen little flowers blossoming out of the earth. It is warmer. There is life. I saw baby blue jays, like 7 baby blue jays this weekend, just going for a little walk by my house. So there's a lot of life that is part of the cycle of nature that is coming about during this time. And we are interconnected with that life. So April's astrology is very interesting because all the planets in the sky are direct. They are making forward motion, and everything seems to be moving forward, blossoming, growing. Change is in the air. The desire for transformation is in the air. And all those planets will be direct until the very last day of the month. However, there are some interesting aspects this month with the planet Saturn that will ask us to be more patient than our human egos may desire or may like, especially with the energy of Aries. We have this open channel of creativity coming in. So I want you to think about your ideas, the ideas that come through you, or the realizations, or the little thoughts that you might have that you have to be present with. And they may be very subtle. And I want you to think about a little kid in a field of daisies, walking through this field of daisies with a basket, picking the flowers, they'll replant later, picking the flowers and just putting those flowers in the basket. And that is a good way to come into this month where we have connection to ideas, motivation, and change. But because of the Saturn aspects, it may feel a little bit like forward, backwards, forward, backwards, forward, backwards. It's a recalibration, if you will, with the Saturnian energy. And Saturn always asks us to build, to move slowly, to strategize, to make sure that we have a certain plan that's being built rather than just going all in. One of my favorite astrologers, Rick Levine, says for this month, you want to have a plan B. We want to widen our perspective and make sure that if the road that we're currently going on isn't to our liking, we can always turn, make a right, make a left, make a U-turn, and we can always change the mind. So because we have specifically Mars coming into a conjunction with Saturn, and that is on the 4th, so that is April 4th, the day that I am recording this, we are being set up for a slower build. Aries energy desires the race. It wants to get to the finish line. It wants to be ahead of the pack. It wants to win. It even wants to feel like it's the absolute best. And Saturn is going to pull us back I'm just seeing my dog in my mind. My dog, like if it sees something it likes, it starts to run. And sometimes I just grab her harness and she's like trying to go forward and she's straining and I'm holding her because going forward in that moment isn't necessarily what is healthy or good for her and the other dog involved or the other squirrel or bird involved. So I hold her back and she still strains and struggles and she's like, wah. And she's a really, really big dog. So sometimes I have to like squat to hold her. But the point is that if something isn't being catapulted forward, we can release the grip, the struggle, the strain to keep going and understand that we may be redirected and be open to that redirection and open our perception to how this redirection or this subtle shift in our what we want to do or create or experience is actually bringing us back to ourselves and helping us become more present, slow down, and understand that this isn't a linear experience being here on Earth. We are having a spiralic experience. So you might feel a little forward, back, as Mars is like that dog catapulting forward and Saturn has the hand on the harness. So enjoy it. Don't be like my dog Sky. Be like you. A little bit of surrender this month is going to go a long, long, long way. Now, the next really important piece is that at the end of the month, we have another new moon. So this is a very interesting month astrologically because April 1 is a new moon. April 30th is the next new moon. So we're kind of held in a cycle within this 1 month. And that's rare. We often don't have this these kind of transits where it's all happening in 1 month. And there are so many changes and aspects in the sky this month. There's like 15 or something like that. I'm not going to get into them all. Just know there's a lot of shifting and we want to be like water. We want to be in flow. And at the end of the month, not only is it a new moon, it's an eclipse. Oh. Eclipses bring faded change. Eclipses also come together. It's one after the other. So we're going to have a period of eclipses. And when we are about to enter that period of eclipses, surrender and acceptance for whatever changes may bless us is the name of the game. Anytime I have experienced an eclipse season, I have had deep realizations or my life has changed in drastic ways. And that might sound scary, but it's actually been a blessing, blessings on blessings, whether I've moved locations or changed career or had a realization about a relationship or whatever it is that happens. And we'll talk about dates where there's been eclipses in the past when we connect together so we can see the patterns that have shown up, because eclipses want to pattern break. They want to shake up our subconscious and allow our mind to open, and the life changes, and we have free will to say, yes, this is the thing I'm ready to go towards, or to stay in the same old. One is not better than the other as long as you are in the driver's seat of your life and you are feeling like the change that you desire is happening. And the majority of the time that change is not external, it's internal. And the astrology this month may show you where you have internal blocks or limitations that simply come from old patterns that want to be given compassion to, given presence to, and breathed into. And that will help us create the change that we desire. So the new moon chart that we had on the 1st is what defines the weeks that we have until the full moon and the next new moon. So that new moon was a stellium. Chiron, the planet of healing, the wounded healer, where our childhood wounds or pain or ways that we protected ourselves because of things that happened in our life, they may have been showing up for you in your brain, in your thought pattern. And so it comes up to be healed. And Chiron is going to be in Aries until 2027. And what that theme is asking of us is to stand up for yourself, to fully trust yourself, because Aries isn't waiting to be saved or isn't waiting for like a guru or the right information. Aries trusts the inner wisdom and the deep connection they have to their intuition, and that makes them courageous. So as a collective, we are being called into a courageous state of being, into a state of being where we are creating and becoming conscious of how much we're creating our reality. And it makes me think of the law of attraction and the language programming that we have absorbed in our entire lives. I've shared before, focusing on what you don't want will bring you more of what you don't want. And that's just one example of how the mind creates the reality. If you are thinking to yourself, I will never meet the partner of my dreams, then you are creating that reality, and that will become your reality until you go back into your story and find out where that false belief got planted, and then clear it out in whatever way that you want to clear it out. But our beliefs are creating our reality, and that's that. We can change the entire world and our entire existence by the beliefs that are moving through our mind. And the places that feel uncomfortable are also beliefs. So this is such an Aries theme, because Aries, in the highest frequency of Aries, they want to fully express themselves, they trust themselves, and they are moving through this life with incredible confidence. So if there are places in your life that the lack of confidence shows up, understand that your belief system around that is continuing to create that same thing. Now, shameless plug, if you want to work on your belief system, you want to do some story work with me around places that feel hindered or stuck or uncomfortable, or you recognize, oh my God, I do believe that I am not worthy of making more money, or I do believe that I'm not good enough at this thing, and you have that awareness, that consciousness is the moment where you can create change. And in this month, because of the astrology, there will be opportunities for that, where your consciousness is going to be open and you get to see, holy moly, this is a belief, this is a pattern, and I have the power to change this pattern. And once we all realize that we have the power to change our own patterns, we become fucking unstoppable. We become like these powerhouses. When we realize that whatever it is that we're believing and thinking, we are getting back, that's when the matrix breaks. That, like, if we're all aware of that, the matrix breaks because we can no longer be controlled. How fucking powerful is that? I love you. I am so grateful to you for being open to this information, because I know it's a little bit wild. Yeah, that's good. That's it really for the astrology for this kind of upcoming cycle. We also have Jupiter conjunct Neptune. Holy moly, that's coming in on the 12th, and that will allow us to connect to a more spiritual energy. For some people, it will feel uncomfortable. For the very logical, analytical people, it could feel a little uncomfortable. It can also feel like, have you ever stepped outside of your house and you look outside and you're like, the sky is beautiful and the clouds are beautiful and oh my God, it's a squirrel and I love my friends and I love my life. That could come in with the Jupiter, which is a planet of expansion conjunct Neptune. But you want to look in your chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and I want to show you where all the planets are, because it's freaking kind of crazy what is happening in the sky right now. All right, so what we have here is a whole bunch of planets in one chunk of the sky. There are 2 planets in Aquarius. This is the collective energy, the forward motion energy, the future energy, the bringing in the new paradigm. We have 2 planets in Pisces, soon to be more. But this is Jupiter and Neptune 22 and 23. This is, find where Pisces is in your chart. There's going to be a big expansion there. And you have the opportunity to do some creation in that aspect of your life. Then we have Chiron, Mercury, and the Sun all in Aries, planet of healing. The Sun is the grand luminary that is giving us the most energy, the most, it's like what's a theme for this? It's sort of like if we had a party and I decided that the party had one theme and everybody has to wear red. It's a red party. Like that is we're in the party of Aries. So it's kind of the theme all month long until we move into Taurus towards the end of the month. We'll get there in the future. And then we have 2 planets and our North Node, which is where we are evolving towards. Taurus is simple pleasures. Taurus is our finances. Taurus is becoming abundant, trusting that you are an abundant creator, that you magnetize your desires. Taurus is Venus, what you love, what you receive pleasure from, what feels so good. And Taurus is also the basics. Sweep your floors, wash your dishes, chop wood, carry water, the basics of Taurus. It's really the Buddha sign, and that's where we're all learning to evolve into, all right? So this is a very interesting chart, and remember that we want to be trusting of the changes that come through. All right, before this video turns into 1 hour long, I'm going to shuffle the tarot cards and ask a great spirit, our guides, our angels and archangels for support and guidance for this week. So as we come into the week of April 4th, what do we need to know that will help us on our journey? And I'm going to ask you, magical one, to choose a number. Choose a number between 1 and 3. 1, 2, or 3. Do it now. And the number you choose is going to be the message for you. And this will be a message for our highest selves so we can live into our highest potential, our most loving, compassionate selves, and the highest and best for all. But first, highest and best for you, because you come first. Hello, Aries season. You are motherfucking first. You get to choose. It's all about you, baby. That's where we're at right now. Okay. Ones, 10 of coins. This is the Make-A-Wish card. This is the card of abundance. This is the overflow of support. Coins are the material realm, the support, the foundation. So the foundation that you are laying, dear one, is strong, is solid. You are laying the foundation to really cultivate an abundant experience. Now, sometimes abundance can be read as money, 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 and it could be money, 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 because money is energy, right? And it's also what is being cultivated, the thoughts that you're thinking, the beliefs that you're working on that are bringing you more of what you want. So what do you want? Because you are receiving what you want. And in this moment, open your mind to where you have an overflow of abundance. Abundance in love, abundance in your crystals, abundance in your family. This is a moment of overflow. And dear 1, 2s, and 3s, these are messages for all of us, but the card you chose is specific for you. So we all are laying this foundation. And we've been working on laying a foundation. It doesn't come from nowhere. So pat yourself on the back because you've been doing the work of improving your belief systems and healing through the things that are, keeping you in a certain place and keeping you from change. So this is a magical card. Everybody feel that love right now. You've got the abundance. It's also, we've got a little arch. Arches are power walkways, portals. There's like a fruit basket, a full basket of fruit, prosperity, really nice support. Card number 2, people, 6 of Swords. This is a great one. Swords are your mind, your thoughts, your belief systems, what you communicate, what you think, and you are leaving behind something that was unserving. So card 2, people, you are walking away from a certain behavior, thought pattern, a certain attachment to something that was not working for you. And you may not know what is on the other side. You may not have all of the answers right now. It is on the horizon. All of the new awarenesses that you need to take you to the next place, they're on the horizon. So sometimes when we walk away from something that's unserving, there's what can feel like a purgatory or a middle space, and know that that middle space is needed. When you take something out, you create space for something new, and the universe conspires in divine timing to bring it in. So have patience and trust that whatever it is that you walked away from was exactly the right move. Good job. Fabulous choice. You might even write that thing down and burn that mother effer to the ground. Give it back to the earth. Give the ashes to the earth. Thank it for what it taught you. It taught you something, and you are better for it. Whatever that lesson is, you are better for it now. All right, final card, number 3, people, the Page of Wands. It comes in reversed. Why is it reversed? Because it's asking for more attention. Pages are youthful, young mindsets. It is coming at the world with a new perspective, a young, curious, open-minded perspective. Sometimes as adults, we get a little rigid and attached to our old ways of thinking and being, or we get comfortable. We do the same things day in and day out, and they're comfortable. We like the comfort. We're like, yes, I love Netflix. I love Netflix. No F on Netflix. Or we're like, I've got all these comforts, but I'm bored, and I have so much safety and security, but I need some variety. Let's call this the variety card. Page of Wands is asking for a little more opening, a little more variety into things that are playful, into things that help you connect to your inner child, that help you feel open and free and expressive. And if you're sitting here like, no, that is not for me, then I would inquire if there are old stories lurking in there that can be sifted through. And you're welcome to reach out to me to help open the mind in that space. Because if you got this card, and really everybody deserves to be in a place where they feel free and open and expansive and playful and joyful. Is it music? Is it sports? Is it tennis? Is it yoga? Is it journaling? Is it writing? Is it crocheting? Is it painting? Is it scuba diving? Is it going on vacation? Is it drinking a martini on the beach? Is it getting your nails done? Whatever it is, it helps you connect to your inner light, and let's call it your inner life. And remember, these are messages for all of us. And we're coming into a time where we're being asked for more play, all of us together. And I would say that's a great Aries season message, because Aries is the youngest of the zodiac wheel. They are like the new children that are coming in. And so we have we're consciously connected to that young, open-minded, I believe I can do it. It's also the Fool in the tarot deck. I believe I can do anything. That's the energy that's coming through. If you've ever seen a little kid and they're like, I can fly. Yeah, dude, you can fly. Whether it's on your mind or in the sky in a plane, like, you got it. So I'm loving this read. I love it, love it, love it. And loving the astrology for this upcoming cycle. Also being called to create the Empress. So this is, back to the kid who's picking the daisies and putting them in the basket. That would be Empress and Page of Wands. Gather the ideas that come through, gather the insight that comes through to you in these next few weeks, because this insight is to help us come into a more joyful state of being. Yo, I'm into that. So I love you so much. I am so grateful for you. Have the best week ever. And I believe the comment section is turned on. So if it is, please comment on how it relates to you, if it relates, and if it doesn't. And if the comment section is not turned on, you can email me and tell me, and I will do my best to resolve it. The next session that we have together is on Wednesday, which is the 6th. Wednesday the 6th, we have Tarot and Tea, Community and Connect. Then on Friday the 15th, we have our full moon in Libra. Then on that next Saturday is the new moon, and I think I'm going to make it on Monday so we can all come together. So Monday, January, February, March, April, May 2nd will be the following moon gathering. And again, I'm so grateful that you are with me. Please reach out to me with any questions, insights, realizations. I want to hear them because they give me life.